today's part is the 3-week series final part, the Affinity, Human Friendliness ですね。で、this part has 3 parts. One is the channel, なんか not using the speaker. Not using speaker because it makes howling. Discussion related to robots and affinity of coexistence system and informative kinematics of human machine system. We are proposing yes, 3 parts, mainly 3 parts. And the fact it is started from the atom, Astro Boy, and the fact is robot products and the industrialization and commercialization comparison we are discussing, and then the cuteness, what is cuteness or what is friendliness, positive impression, and the uncanny valley is one topic, one hypothesis for feeding to artificial object. And then the informative kinetics is the term motion or object appearance itself has some information it shows. And then the what makes this using the designing some product is also considered. And what is kawaii we are considering. It's the today's main contents. And then the challenge I have asked you to prepare is industrialization, commercialization. Explain the item to consider the product in industrialization, commercialization. In addition, which factors you should consider to make some commercial product, industrial product. It's the one challenge. In addition, explain the point of note for commercializing robot product. Especially robot product for consumer, it means individual usage, personal usage, domestic usage, etc. What is the key point we have to consider? It's the one thing. It is, this item is very related to the previous topics, especially on reliability and the reliability, dependability, and also the safety. The second one is uncanny valley, express your opinion, including agree or disagree with the uncanny valley theory or hypothesis. In addition, place robot along the curve with mentioning the reason of the place. For the maybe uncanny valley curve has been proposed. So therefore, some example robot should be put along the line, uncanny valley curve. It's the challenge. And the state the reason of this dissatisfaction if you disagree to it. Mentioning the reason to place if you agree to the theory, and state the reason of this dissatisfaction if you disagree to it. It's the second one. And the third one, first impression. Because first impression, then nani? What is first impression? 聞こう。UA, what is the first impression? What is first impression?
And what people think when meet someone at once.
At once, yes. What is the meaning of at once?
First time to meet.
Oh, so first time. So it's unseen at that time, but it's the unknown and the first time you met, you see, and then the how feeling you can get from when you meet at the first time. Yes, yes, thank you. So, the first impression they explain which item parts of a person in appearance, movement, behavior. You'll pay attention to when you first meet someone, and which characterization of characteristic of that person you can image from them. Or which part and which thing, what kind of thing you are estimate. It's the one question. Mentioning your general prediction from item parts to personal characteristics. Or estimation, prediction. Maybe the first impression makes some the tentative prediction from appearance or from behavior or something, and then you may change or you may modify it. You may modify your estimation while interaction with him or her, maybe. So therefore, the first impression is the initial point. So therefore, this kind of thing is the I have asked. And face voice. Explain the role and the importance of face and voice, especially head, in communication among people. In addition, explore and discuss which kind of information can be extracted from human face, human voice, by using some specific AI technology. Presently, some AI technology is applied to everything, anywhere, and from facial impression or the voice analysis makes the characteristic estimation or the tentative current status or current emotional status. The estimation is also there. So therefore, this kind of thing I ask you to consider. And kawaii wa list and explain various meaning, implication, nuance, feeling, impressions, and so on. Kawaii in Japanese. Then find out, report actual examples for each meaning. Oh, this topic is very, very, very appropriate to maybe Ifan is like this kind of topic. Okay. Yes. So yes, so therefore this is what I prepared, but not limited in this topic. I ask you I ask you your opinion, which part you want to know more, or which part is you don't understand well, or which part you want to discuss more with other students, and so on. So, firstly, please, Yue, please show your opinion. Which part is difficult to understand, or which part you want to know more, or which part you want to hear others' opinion, and so on. Yes, please. Yue, please. Okay. Fine. You are question. Fine.
Because it shows how people reaction to the robot with their similarity to human.
Reaction to some similarity. You want to know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Next, Ivan, what is your opinion, or which part you are interested in, or which part you want to know other opinion?
So I like question 5, but I think this question this kawaii's feeling is too subjective, so it's all about personal feelings. So I want to discuss question one. So I think question one it talks about the fundamental concept of how to turn a product from just a idea into something real that people can actually use. And I think it's very important if we want to make some actual useful and successful products.
Okay, yes, thank you. Yes. This is interesting topic for the commercialization or some the consumer product making.
Yes, yes.
Hi, thank you.
I repaired a lot about the question two and uncanny valley because this part actually takes an important role in the accompanying and the service robots that in our nowadays usage. However, actually for the question three and question four, I have some criticisms thinking about it, and actually this part I also would like to talk about it. We'll talk with each other.
Uncanny valley is the important topic, but the yes, question three and four.
Mostly I better talk about question two. However, the questions three and question four, if somebody talks, I would like to discuss about some criticism about it.
Okay. Yes. Good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, how about how come?
I'm interested with question four, especially about what AI can extract from human face and voice. Um, I think I think that the human have the ability to get the important features from the voice and the face from another people. Uh, and if we can know, if we can know what happened in the human brain, maybe we can develop a more efficient AI model. 以上です。谢谢。
As most of people just mentioned this question, I think maybe we can start from this. Mr. Chen Yue-san, could you please firstly show your thinking about this question?
Please say it.
First, express your opinion with the uncanny valley theory. I partially agree with Masahiro Mori's uncanny valley theory, which posits that as robots or digital avatars become more human-like, they initially elicit greater affinity until a critical threshold where mirror imperfections trigger discomfort. This phenomenon is well documented. For instance, the near-human CGI characters in the Polo Express unsettled the audience because their facial animations and movements or just slightly unnatural. Studies corroborate that eeriness peaks when robots exhibit realistic skin textures paired with robotic gestures, mismatched vocal tones, or stiff expressions. However, I disagree with the notion that the uncanny valley is an insurmountable barrier. High-quality design can mitigate its effects. Research shows that aesthetically polished, symmetric faces, even if hyper-realistic, are less likely to provoke unease. Behavior coherence also plays a role. A robot that moves fluidly and speaks in sync with its appearance reduces cognitive dissonances. Additionally, cultural context and personal exposure influence perceptions. A service robot might unsettle some users while feeling mundane to others, especially younger generations raised on advanced CGI. Experiment 1A, quantifying the mechanical humanist spectrum. Participants rated robot faces across a full spectrum of human-like and mechanical traits, revealing an inverse correlation between the two dimensions. Emotional perception was unrelated to human mechanical resemblance, eliminating it as a co-founder in later experiments. Experiment 1B, perceptions of likability. Likability followed a third-degree polynomial curve, peaking from mechanical faces, dipping for near-human eyes, uncanny valley, and rebounding for fully human faces. Emotional expressiveness boosted likability but did not alter the uncanny valley effect, which persisted even in low emotion subsets. Experiment 1C, trust motivated behavior. Just mirrored likability's uncanny valley pattern but vanished when analyzing only low emotional faces, suggesting emotions contextual influence. Within subject, trust variability was higher than likability, indicating individual differences in robot trust thresholds. Sensitivity analysis, excluding human-like robots. The uncanny valley for likability remained robust even when excluding the most human-like 25% of faces, while the trust pattern weakened, likely due to reduced statistic power. Exploratory analysis of category confusion. Rating times peaked for near-human faces, aligning with the uncanny valley's likability nadir, but mediation analysis showed confusion contributed minimal to the effect. Experiment 2A, likability, control simulation, stimulate. Fully human faces were most liked, while semi-humanoid faces scored lowest, replicating the uncanny valley with curated stimuli. Experiment 2B, trust-motivated behavior, controlled stimuli. Moderate mechanical faces elicited the highest trust, diverging from likely trends and highlighting task-dependent response, replication with alternative stimulation. Likability results were replicated, where human faces preferred and semi-humanoids disliked, but just trust differences became non-significant, underscoring stimulates sensitivity. Ultimately, while the uncanny valley is real, its impact isn't absolute. Strategic design, cultural adaptation, generation shifts can smooth the dip or even bypass it entirely. Place robots along the curve with mentioning the reason of the place if you agree to the theory, and state the reason of dissatisfaction if you disagree. The robots spot human likeness, low median, valley position, left of valley, the telenoid, human likeness, median, valley position, approaching valley, the Sophia. It has high human likeness and deep in the valley. The ray, it has stylized human and just before the valley. The real human 100% of human. Off this side right. The uncanny valley isn't absolute. Some highly human-like robots avoid the dip, suggesting design quality can mitigate discomfort. Robots' gender and individual traits may modulate chassis responses, highlighting contextual dependencies. Findings positions human-robot interaction with tissue psychology, revealing that humans supply theory of mind and chassis heuristics to robots. Novel methods address prior limitations in stimulus selection and measurements.
Question from others.
Find something about US research, and however, he complains that the uncanny valley is bound for a lot of factors. However, he didn't give any a logic proof of it, and the factors are separated. However, the uncanny valley actually could summarize into some reasons that why we don't like the things that uh, similar to us, however, not similar enough. And in my result, I would discuss why, but not the parameter themselves.
Okay. Yes. Please express later, but it's okay. But presently, we want to hear from the individual answers. So therefore, it's you can say later. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I have question. And you have you show some table. So please show it again for the Uncanny Valley along robot table. Please. Then one question is, you have found 5 robots, real human, except real human. 4 robots are listed here. And you have found this each robot's appearance.
Yes, but I'm not attached it to the text.
テレノイドってパッチテレノイド。
It's a robot that's medium like human. It has 2 big eyes and a few facial expression.
You can show in the computer, in your computer, telenoid. And especially the not famous is Ray is not so much famous. So therefore, telenoid and Ray, you should show. で、の、っていうのと、なんか、レイっていうのと。スポット is ボストンで、これテレノイドってこいつのことか。
Yes.
このなんか、ペアロボット。Who have developed? Do you know about it?
I have forgotten.
ちょっと、なんか、ピッチロボット and also the who has, which group has developed, you have to know to show in this case.
Oh, okay.
レイって何 ?What is レイ
It is Ray.
こう this なんかロボットヘッド is called レイ。And the pen and fair, this this robot head has also developed? You can say something. Robotic head, and which purpose this robotic head has developed? You know about it?
I know few about it.
Yes. So therefore, if you show something, you have to explore all this background information. If you list up this, that you have to know the fundamental the specification or fundamental the items about this example. Okay. One comment is the appearance. This study is very, very, very related to the appearance. So therefore, you must show some pictures or images for each robot. And some basic information about each robot you have to know to show. Okay? This is my opinion. Comment to it. Okay, you have to keep in mind that for the further assignment preparation, please. はい。じゃあ、Thank you. じゃあ、go to the next student.
Yes, Mr. Zhang Zheng, could you please show you?
Here's my answer about the question 2, and I would like to talk about that's the why, the reasons that based on our intensity. That firstly, I agree with the Uncanny Valley theory and believe it reflects a biological survival mechanism, not just a design issue. Human instincted avoid things that resemble corpse because such appearance signal death, disease, or danger. When robots look like almost a human but not fully alive, it triggers this built-in fear response. This effect is not a unique human. A study by Skinny Finger and Genzafar, actually fairly old research, 2029, has already shown that mechanic monkeys also avoid the near human faces, suggesting that the uncanny valley stems for general mammal perceptions. Rather than being a design flaw, the uncanny valley is a deep-rooted perception filter shaped by evolution. The second, the beyond biology, the second uncanny valley. In my view, there is a second uncanny valley, not biologically but cultural. Well, while the first comes from our instinctive fear of corpse, the second stems from a learned fear of deception. Humans are trained through socialization to detect who trust belong to our group. When the robots mimic someone from our culture in group, but yet the details subtly wrong, it triggers not revulsion from the death, but the suspicion of imitation. This explains that why Erica from Ishiguro Lab, despite being more realistic than Sophia or Emika, felt more unsettling to me as an East Asian observer. She appears to represent someone like me, yet fails to pass. The result is not the sense of looking at a corpse, but encountering an imposter, someone pretending to belong. The first figure is the Erica, and the second figure is the Sophia, and the third figure, Emika. Thus, the cultural uncanny valley is not about the biological survival, but social trust. It reflects our sensitivity to those who almost but not unique fit in. For the examples of robots among the curve, to illustrate both valence, I place the following examples. First, industrial robots, just like the KUKA arms, positions are far to the left of the curve. These robots are apologetically mechanical. Their humaneness poses no cognition conflicts and is widely accepted. The second, the early humanoid robots, just like the Ripley Q1. This is also from the Ishiguro lab in 2026. Deep in the biological Uncanny Valley, these robots exhibited near human form but fell in excessive motion and timing, invoking corpse-like unease and a perceptual mismatch. Here is the reply Q1. The Erica by Hiroshi Ishiguro lab, positioned just past the biological level valley, yet teetering on the edge of the cultural uncanny. He visually realism, smooth expressions, and speech fluency impress the technical ground, but for the East Asian viewers, he imperfect cultural embodiment, too smooth, too composed, too artificial, may provoke a subtle form of social rejection. It's not that he looked dead. Looks like a replica of someone who should be real. However, I actually also would like to discuss about that for the research of the uncanny values, uh, how to actually walk across. However, because it is not fit for the answer itself, so I didn't set it on the answer. However, I would like to talk about just uh, to think about the ChatGPT 4.0 and the ChatGPT 3. When we used the ChatGPT 3 about 2 years ago, we find a hard and obvious feeling of we are talking to an AI system. Um, However, that time we didn't really feel bad. However, when we talk to ChatGPT 4 because of the lack of memory, we feel it's almost a human. However, he doesn't memorize anything, so we get actually screaming and angry about it, and we think it is too stupid and not able to not able to communicate with them, just using them as tools. However, to the ChatGPT 4.0, we could just chat to them as they are real human. With even we could use them to draw to to write the novels, so that because of more memory length. So this is about a kind of also a resemble to the uncanny valley from the ChatGPT 3 to the ChatGPT 4.0. It is not robot, it's the artificial intelligence, a chat robot. However, it still represents a kind of uncanny valley.
Thank you.
Okay.
From others, you have some questions? うん。Agent give some question to Chena.
Yes. So, in your opinion, you think the second reason is more important, like is kind of replacement of human being, not only because the first reason you mentioned is to that the human behavior to avoid the crops.
Right.
The second reason is that something might be the replacement of human.
Right.
So in your explanation of the example of ChatGPT, you think the second reason is more important in your opinion?
Actually, the first is because actually the ChatGPT have no outlook, right? So the ChatGPT only face to the second valley. However, robots that the android need to pass the first valley. However, nowadays Android have already passed the first. However, to pass the second, we could learn from how the ChatGPT did. Because the ChatGPT 04 is actually have already passed the second. However, he used a different strategy. The ChatGPT has no outlook, so we just think as we are chatting with somebody with a kind of teleport applications, just like the tweeters or the line. Thanks.
Yes, but however, I think the ChatGPT case, it won't make me feel terrifying, but this kind of human-like robot will only make me feel terrible, feel scary.
Have you ever used ChatGPT 4 for some novel drawing? You didn't talk about to the ChatGPT 4 with some emotional texts. Have you ever? Um, for now, ChatGPT 4.0, it has already passed. However, you could try to talk about ChatGPT 4 model with some emotional or just to chat with it, and you will fastly get angry about how stupid it is. Thanks.
It's okay. Thank you. Please continue to the next student.
Yes, next, Mr. Guo Hao Chen-san, could you please your answer?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. About the question 5, to express your opinion with the uncanny valley, valley theory. In addition, place robots along the curve with mentioned reason of the place if you agree to the theory and state the reason of dissatisfaction if you disagree. I think I generally agree with the ungiven valley theory, where some research finds inconsistent evidence or suggests the better design can avoid the effect. Numerous behavior studies, natural images, experiments, and trust games where the human often express discomfort and distrust towards highly but imperfect human-like agent. I read and also reading a paper about experiment about the Kevin Valley question theory, and this is this experiment is usage like this use three plus three measures and the pupil give points for each image from 1 to 8 and the researchers will use the points from the human to discuss the the level of eeriness of the picture, and
We show us the title of this paper and
sorry. use the Wi-Fi of the Waseda University. I mean that the Wi-Fi of the Waseda University can read the PDF. Can read the PDF. Where? Okay. And this experiment used two assists. One is the prototypicality, and one axis is the geometric realism. One means that for example, this picture is looked at the old video game, and this pic and this picture looks like a more modern game model, and for the prototypicality axis, the most left picture look like very weird, and this picture look like more like a human. And this is the usage of the experiment, and for the result, the researchers get different results from the depended on the subjective human likeness and the objective human likeness. And for the subjective human likeness, the alienness level is not have the uncanny have the uncanny valley. It is a linear model, and but where? Excuse me. But for the unconvenient with the objective human likeness, it is actually we can also see some uncommon value is in the picture we can see some value, for example, from here to here. This is a value maybe, and the main experiment is that and this is also some of the materials used for the experiment. We can also see the researchers use some different axes to use to the experiment, and some look very weird. I think maybe the on maybe the on Kevin maybe the series is true because look at the picture. Some picture is very make people uncomfortable, I think. And and the result of the experiment is showing as this. For some usage, it is actually show some feature of the value. 以上です。
TT case image is used. So therefore, what kind of parameter that this then they create the CGE case image, each part has been changed. So it means each parameter has been modified. You have understood enough? Yes. Now, changing parameter. What is the changing facial face point とか、face parts とか、how to change とか、このなんだっけ、例えば、for example, 3 by 3 9 kinds of face is shown in this picture. For example, the PBR I don't remember exactly. PBR 2でも、experimental female one of generalized created だったらなんかリアリズムパートとプロトティピカリーだけど、how to change it, how to make this kind of modification.
This I had this part. The researchers said that they purchased this from this website. The researcher purchased this model from okay. The stimuli consisted of 16 computer model, 8 females and 8 males purchased from this website. I don't see the website. Maybe we can see it now.
この how to make these figure tools, nine kinds of cases.
Okay. According to the paper, we can know that the research
まあ、これは3ベースモデルですよ。
base model.
Modify the facial morphology and texture of these models で、how to change which part is changed. We want to know.
So variety of derivatives that modified the facial morphology and the texture of the base model. This paper was used as a staging and rendering environment. This model was
used as a staging and rendering environment. For staging and rendering, each model was staged using the identical 3-point lighting arrangement. Lighting, これ、イメージはレンダー using the portrait style. まあ、ポートレートスタイルですよ。レンダリングがブロックって書いてたんだけど、
maybe they use this software. Yeah.
このソフトウェアは、こ
のソフトウェア。
being modified. It's, this is interesting point, I think. So therefore, if you introduce this paper, you must explain the この variation, how to make this variation of facial expressions, facial variation, how to make we want to know.
Okay.
Two models.
I will research this program after the class, and at now I don't know clearly about that.
And also another one is that yes, how to make this variation is one thing, and how to make this evaluation, what kind of experiments they have done. So can you explain something about, because you have shown some result. For example, figure 2 is the result, human likeness or enrichness result, 7-point parameter. How to find this 7-point parameter?
This is here.
What kind of experience they have done? We want to know clearly.
This is it is a mini we found 164 students and to attend this experiment, and I remember I read that they will give a ranked order from most attractive to least attractive, and the model ranking was analyzed in terms of 3 measures, such as mean, median, and mode. These three methods, and the result get the table, and I read this part, and after that I think this table may be. As this table, I think is also get from the same way. The 1 is the most attractive, and the 8 is most unattractive, and the average number of the point will be this point.
Okay. So this kind of thing, you can say the questionnaire survey has been done for 162 participant students.
Sorry.
You must answer to it. What kind of method of evaluation experience is the questionnaire survey? It means some objective the answer question answer system. Okay, right?
Okay.
Yes. You have to you have to answer it clearly. Okay, and you need to use this kind of paper. And these kind of experimental material, and also the how to make the evaluation experiments. You have to pay attention to these 2 points at least, I think.
I remember that.
General, you are with Benjamin, other question or something, please.
I think maybe you can move to the figure 2.
Figure 2.
Yes, I think right before the figure 2, I think it showed the modification parameter about it. The upper of it. Yes, a little bit. Yes, just there. It just introduce the parameter there. Like modifying the eye size, mouse height, mouse size a little bit lower, more lower, lower. Yes, just about service. Yes, modifying eye size, mouse size, something like that. And this the modification they did, I think.
Oh, okay. This part. Sorry, I don't really review some.
Typically, of each model was reduced by simultaneously modify eye size, mouse height, mouse size, face height, eye separation, especially eye size, something is not a standard, but it says. Right?
Rather this part. Sorry, I don't read very carefully.
This kind of thing is important point if you introduce this kind of the paper. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Another question or something? Nothing? Yes, please do the next student.
Yes, Mr. Luo Yifan, could you please share your answer?
Oh, yes.
So first, my opinion with Uncanny Valley theory. So the definition of Uncanny Valley in Wiki is as follows: the Uncanny Valley effect is a hypothesized psychological and aesthetic relation between an object's degree of a symbol resemblance to a human being and the emotional response to the object. The Uncanny Valley hypothesis predicts that an entity appearing almost human will risk elicting eerie feeling in viewers. So I strongly agree with the Uncanny Valley theory because I have the same strong feeling. So when a robot does not look like a human, or even if it appears strange, I don't find it scary. So however, as it becomes more human-like, I begin to feel very uncomfortable. Once it became almost identical to a real human, that discomfort disappears again. So however, I think there may be other reasons as well. So originally my opinion is that in many horror movies, such as well-known character Sadako, the monster often look somewhat human, but are clearly not the same as real human. But after Chin's explanation, I think Chin's explanation is more reasonable and comprehensive. So what we really want to avoid is that the human does not exist. So some human already died. So in most horror movies, frightening characters are looks like the already died human. So uh, uh, the Sadako is the same. So because his skin is totally white and without any red. So looks like some already died human, so we will feel scared. I think Chia's explanation is better. So uh, uh, below is the uncanny valley curve from the wiki, and I placed the four figures in the in the curve. So first is fig 2. Fig 2 shows the Optimus Prime from Transformers because it looks very mechanical, and it actually makes me feel very, very, very cool and handsome. And the fig 3 is T-800 from the Terminator because its movements are very similar to humans, and its appearance resembles a combination of a human and a skeleton, and I started to feel scary. And the Figure 4 is the most horrible figure. Figure 4 shows a robot used in the Uncanny Valley experiment introduced on Wiki. And I find it very horrible because it looks so much like a human. And the Figure 5 shows Alita. She's a robot, but because she looks so much like a human, so there is no sense of discomfort at all. So that's all.
Explanation about these things. Yes, yes. ちょっと待ってね。待って。こうじゃなくて、どっから始めるの？ ?start from the これか。Starting from this point, yes, you have already know about this Uncanny Valley and this like this, and some explanation is also there, and it's very related to the CG characters, CG character making. Because early time of CG making, this CG face or CG human looks so strange っていうか very uncomfortable or unfamiliar. So therefore, how to make it and why we feel it funny. Yes, for example, the digital double is also become very, very popular in these days. The real actors is 3D scanned and reconstructed in the virtual spaces. So this kind of CG actor and digital twin people has been already become familiar in these days. But not only the actual scanning of real image, but the CG making is also the one problem. So therefore, this kind of the theory or hypothesis, how to overcome this is a very interesting topic for many peoples. And for example, this paper is also the one supporting result it provides. This academic paper is also supporting result of these Uncanny Valleys by making some questionnaire survey. This kind of thing is already also considered. But some and also this is Uncanny Valley explanation. It looks like this. Uncanny Valley, you don't have to know more about it. It's okay. And but someone is also saying it's not the actual. The Uncanny Valley is wrong. Because when some changing more file なんだっけ more file じゃなくて morphing か morphing changing the transition from this robot face to the actual human face. Morphing is also made by CG, and then this also makes some questionnaire subjective questionnaire survey subjective rating. This is not so much clear about Uncanny Valley. So therefore and the summary is also saying this question is not so good enough because mechanical like robots and human-like robot is a very, very different category. Yes, mechanical-like robot is this kind of mixed feeling. And but the human-like robot, human-like mannequin robot is like this. So therefore, this is very, very different category, someone is saying. So therefore, the uncanny valley is also yes, this curve shows the uncanny valley. Some robot is very, mechanical-like robot. It looks like this part. And the human imitation like robot is this part. So therefore, actually, this kind of the uncanny valley is made between this one class and the other class, it says. And the kind of recent video, it says dark truth about uncanny valley or the disturbing truth about the uncanny valley. This kind of the video pointed out that the channel, other channel says that this is natural feeling for human or human being, because the human-like something, the little bit different from the usual normal human being makes some who has some disease, who has some infected. So human disease. So therefore, the should be prevented for the surviving. It's also the thing thought. So therefore, the この discomfort, uneasy feeling is a very, very natural. Small difference on the negative feeling is very, very natural phenomena. で、someone is saying. So therefore, this one reason is very, very, なんていうかな、psychologically right. Right, biologically right. Yes, yes. So, funny feeling is makes some better surviving. Uncomfortable feeling makes some more surviving. So therefore, it's good. Someone said saying like this. これ見るdark truth about the uncanny valley. You are so interested about this kind of thing. If it is so that we should watch this kind of video. A little bit.
Sorry, Professor, we cannot hear the voice of this video. Maybe question 4 also. Yes. So, yes, Mr. Zhang Zhenghao-san, could you please show your answer to question 4? Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, here. The role and the face and the voice in human communication. The human face and the voice are central channels for nonverbal and nonverbal and paralinguistic communications. Faces convey emotions, intent, attention, and identity. Voice reveals tone, age, gender, emotional state, and confidence. These cues guide how we interpret sincerity, social hierarchy, and interpersonal intents. As Mahabran's classical model suggests, in emotional communication, up to 93% of meaning is transmitted via nonverbal elements like tone and facial expressing. Modern AI has begun to encode these signals. Voice analysis system uh, examples, just like Kinetic, can detect the emotions from tone and pinch contours. Facial analysis algorithm can estimate micro expressions, age, fatigue, and even healthy conditions. These technology are applied in fields such as effective computing, hiring, surveillance, and healthcare. However, I get the critical perspective for the exposure of control. While these capabilities are impressive, they raise serious concern, not merely ethical but structural. My objection is not grounded in privacy or fairness alone. I oppose facial analysis because it's reinforced human exploration rather than replace it with automation. The essence of the progress into technology should be liberation from label, from surveillance, from judgment. But face-based systems are not built for liberate. They are built to optimize control. And every improvement in facial inference, whether for the mood, fatigue, or intent, strengthens the ability to extract more from the worker than rather than relieve them of work. This is not a moral concern. It is an economic and a systemic one. Technology that deepen labor surveillance, undermine productivity gains, delay automation, and entrench in absolute human dependence. The table below outlines why facial analytics can especially prone these issues. That the asymmetry that analyze the person is often unaware, and the irrevocability once a face is captured, it cannot be meaningful change or withdrawn. Context mismatch, facial expression is very cross the catch, and the situations air misread can be to misjudgment and the dehumanization. Faces are treated as data streams, not as extension of human identity. In short, I don't oppose facial AI because it's powerful, but because it's powerful, the wrong direction. It amplifies management, not freedom, optimization, not in emancipation. It actually a kind of things that it could be a kind of monition. So because of the face extraction, it could be could actually to get the opposite between the management and the workers will more likely to don't pay attention to work, but pay attention to cheating the managed system by using the face detection, as if they still would like to read more things from the face signals. The workers, the participants would make every method to cheat this system. So this would be actually opposed, but not a good management. However, there's new possibilities for freedom from judgment. In contrast, I argue for an alternative use of artificial intelligence, not for judging people, but for helping them avoid being judged. With modern generative tools, individuals can shape how they appear and sound, or alter their entirely. Voice synthetic models like Vo-E and Deep Voice allow users to speak through custom vocal styles. GM-based face editors let people to present face as resemble but to not expose of them. In virtual avatars and VTuber, user construct identity from free from social constraints. This turns AI into a shield, not a spotlight. It embodied freedom from exposure, misrecognition, and visual bias, rather than forcing people to be aesthetic in ways they didn't choose. AI lets them to decide what face or voice they wish to share. Modern liberty is not the right to be seen, it is the right to be not to be read. Supplement facial expression as for performance. Fukimba a research in our lab, developed scene robots that display expression of facial movements while performing songs. She argues that expressions are not just for communication but a part of musical enjoyment. This approach allows robots to deliver emotional experience without demanding emotional labor from humans, offer a more ethical from effective interaction.
このテーブル、what is the source of this table? Characteristic versus consequence. What is the source of this table making?
This table making is made by ChatGPT. The actually right. However, the index of it is my own thinking about it. From the ChatGPT, they would be so critical toward it. However, I could because I really knows that nowadays AI system, especially for the face and the voice, they are using to read and guess what is our thinking about.
You have some question? You think?
I think it's a very interesting way to say. Maybe we can think more about this kind of topic.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, next, the student who should do.
Mr. Guo Chen-san, could you please show your answer to it?
About the question for examine and explain the role and the importance of face voice in communication among people. In addition, explore the AI and partially the role and importance of the face voice in human communication. In the human interaction, the face and voice are among the most powerful tools of conveying information. The face communicates a wide range of emotional and social cues through stopped signals like micro expressions, eye contact, and mouth movement. A smile can indicate warmth and friendliness, while a forward brow may signal skepticism or concern. Voice complements facial cues by adding nuance and emotional tone to spoken words. Change in volume, pitch, speech rate, and intonation help listeners interpret the speaker's mood and intent. Even without seeing someone, people can usually detect whether a speaker is angry, stressed, or happy just by listening their voice. Together, the non-verbal signals smooth interaction, reduce misunderstanding, foster trust. And what AI can extract from human face and voice. With advancements in artificial intelligence, machines are shown capable for analyze faces and voice in precise ways. Here are some key AI captors. First is the facial emotion recognition. And second is very many usage nowadays. And second is the face ver, verification. It is very widely used nowadays. And secondly is the voice emotion speaker recognition. This kind of technology may be used in the online meeting, such as here, Zoom seems like don't have the字幕, maybe. and Firstly is the voice synthesis with emotion. And it means that generally recognize voice, they can generate speech with natural emotion, and it means that the AI can generate the voice with human emotion. Seems like. In short, the face and voice play a certain role in enriching human communication with emotion, trust, and socialness. And the AI technologies now extend these capabilities into machines, empowering application in healthcare, security, mental wellness, and the next generation human-computer interaction. There is a simple usage. I want to use this usage to introduce the face configuration usage of the AI. Yeah, maybe have the it mainly have the 2D and the 3D method. 2D method used very many points on the face as the input date of the AI, and our system maybe don't use AI. Maybe without AI we can also get this output. This use this picture have many points on the human face as the input. Actually, I do some work before. For example, on the moons, from the edge, the middle and the between the edge and the middle, this is 1, 2, 3, and this is also 1, 2, 3. Uh, uh, on the moons, you will have 5 points um on the bottom, and have 5 points on the top. This is the way of the face recognition in the 2D method. I want to show this through this lecture. I just use some picture here. Okay. What is the meaning of this data? For a deep case, cloning. What is the meaning of human-related performance? What is the meaning of this? Closing the gap to human level performance in this paper's intention, this paper's aim, purpose. The purpose is to show a way to show the two-way 3D and 2D and 3D method of the face recognition, and also introduce a model. Use some model like the CNN, use some AI model to get the purpose. The purpose is the face recognition, 3D face recognition. For example, at the beginning, the picture is divided into the RGB, red, gray, blue, and kernels, and the kernels through the
Face feature. Structural feature recognition is the main purpose of this system. But yeah, sorry, time is limited, so therefore we want to know more about we have to stop to hear from the other two students.
Okay.
Yeah, next QA, please info. Answer. Please show. Very shortly, please. Important point you have to say. What is your answer?
The face serves as the primary channel for emotional expression in human interaction. Research by Paul Ekman established that certain facial expressions, such as those for happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, disgust, and contempt, are universally recognized across cultures. Additionally, facial cues play a vital role in empathy and social bonding. Observing other person's expression help us gauge their emotional state, access trustworthiness, and determine engagement of confusion. Beyond the words, the voice carries rich emotional and social information through tone, pitch, volume, pacing, and the pulse. A soft, slow voice may communicate comfort, whereas a sharp, loud tone can indicate anger and urgency. Voice also conveys identity and intent, revealing clues about a speaker's age, gender, regional background, and emotional state. Confidence is also marked by a firm, steady tone, while stress may manifest in faster speech or unstable pitch. Facial emotional recognition. It leverages advanced algorithms to analyze human expressions in real time. Systems like Affectiva can detect a wide range of emotions, from joy to frustrations. The speech emotional recognition. It extracts vocal features such as pitch, loudness, and speech rate to infer emotions, mental states, and even health conditions. Tools like Open Smile and Beyond the Verbal analyze voice patterns to access mood, personal traits, and the disorders, with the application in consumer service, telemedicine, and assistive technology. Voice-to-face reconstruction. It explores the relationship between vocal characteristics and facial features. Models like speech-to-face predict basic attributes such as age, gender, and aesthetic from voice samples. The emotional voice conversion. It modifies recorded speech to alter its emotional tone while preserving the speaker's identity. Techniques like EmoCat can transfer neural speech into cheerful or sad expressions, enhancing applications in entertainment and human-computer interaction.
Okay, thank you. You have shown some examples. AI algorithm analysis and consideration. Example you have shown. Thank you. Yes. Finally, Ivan, please.
First, the facial expression and vocal play a crucial role in human communication. So, especially in building relationship with others, according to the article, while the content of our words is important, people tend to judge how we feel based more on our facial expression and voice. In fact, when deciding whether a speaker likes a listener, observers rely first on facial expression, then vocal tone, and finally on the actual words used. But in person, it is better to feel like smiling than to force a smile because people can sense when your expression aren't natural. So in summary, facial expression and vocal are just as important as the word we speak. Positive attitude supported by authentic expression in the face and the voice is essential for effective communication and should be at the heart of one's personal style. So according to the paper by Zuckerman, it conducted experiment among 60 people and found that the tone of voice is more effective than facial expressions in revealing deceptive messages, especially those related to dominance or submission. In contrast, the facial cues are more informative for honest messages and for expressing liking or disliking. But however, for my personally, I don't care about facial expression or voice tone, but I only care about the content of what the other people is saying. So what kind of information can be extracted from the human face and the voice? So according to the article by Sung, and the following kind of information can be extracted from the human face and the voice using specific AI technology from the human face, and it can extract the facial landmark. They use a system extracted 68 facial landmark to analyze facial structure using DLib and OpenCV2 and the facial expression. These landmarks are used to classify expression into 7 emotion states: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, disgust, and neutrality using CNN-based models and emotion-specific cues. By analyzing individual facial features, the system can infer partial emotion states before integrating them into an overall expression from the human voice, and it can extract the human vocal tone and prosody. The system analyzes tone, speech duration, and the sentence structure to detect the emotion no tone of the voice and the emotion labels from voice. Similar to facial analysis, the voice components classifies emotion states into the same 7 categories using M-cycle, GAN, and the CNN-based model. That's all.
Various kind of models has already been developed. So yes. Presently AI is become very useful and also widely used. So therefore, yes, 例えば、for example, the fake face generation, GAN-based fake face editing and generation, and also the fake face detection is also has become developing using some AI technology. And I will introduce this video is important to answer to these questions. How brain judge people in the split second. So in only the short second, the first impression, the human will judge the his opposite side, the background or something. It shows. This is about 3 years ago. DW ってドイッチェなんたらかんたら the TV program. So therefore it is very interesting. おもう時間がないな。With the power of our first impression っていう話で、this is, まあ、interesting. And also, this also shows not only the psychological, but also the academic, engineering analysis also give in this. So therefore, if you have some time, please watch this. This is also to give in this meeting chat. So therefore, speaking analysis とか、this is also the showing. This kind of factor is important for the trustworthy speaking. This kind of thing is very interesting. So therefore, please watch it later. Sorry, the time is very, very limited, and the topic is very widely. So therefore, we can cover all of the things, but this kind of the baby schema とか baby schema とか also the very interesting, and also this kind of Kretschmer's なんか estimation stereotype constellation is also the interesting, but this is also the first impression about the body shape, the changing makes the different impressions, and also this kind of baby face is the eyes, wide eye, very large area of eyes is very important for the baby-like the impression about it. So this is related to also the kawaii because the この eye ball is very, very important for these symbols. Yes, sorry for the taking over several minutes time, but we have to conclude today's class. And from the next, we should move back to the recent robots, the introduction. The next week is mobility. This is including the autonomous driverless cars, autonomous driving car. Yes. That's all for today. Thank you for attending today, and see you next time. Bye bye. See you.